MP and finding and a lot of playstyle diversity for a slow sortie, something we're not necessarily used to seeing here in Ultimate. So very excited for what we have coming up between both of these players. And we're starting it off
On
in the
PS2.
most classic place. Exactly.
Of course, yeah. And I mean, EO has definitely shown, sense of, being on par with even Leon, of course, the resident Bowser main in Tri-State and even in New Jersey. And so, I mean, EO right now off to a great start. And that's the thing with Bowser is that even though he doesn't really have a lot of good combos, he can get a lot of damage off of these straight hits and a good down throw into the forward air. Sola, you were talking about it before, it's just all these, air-to-air interactions where Sola kind of just waits for his opponent, to approach in the air and get a forward air, get in there, regain his MP, and then act accordingly, uses the Acceleraddle, of course, and gets the forward air, but the SD from Sola.
He went too deep, my friend. He went all the way out there, and it was all she wrote, committing with the Acceleraddle, but it wore off at the worst time, which when he no longer had the air drift to get close enough to up special back to stage. Wasn't expecting it, so there's no zoom online, and what was a perfectly played stock from Sola has now backfired, as Hero is often wont to do. The kaboom not going to come out either, and EO doing what Bowsers do best. You give them an inch, they take a mile, and the percent is starting to rack up for Sola here. He needs to stem the bleeding now.
Absolutely. And, I mean, that's the thing with EO is that even though it's unfortunate that Sola SD'd, he's just going to say, we take those. And right now, he's taking this game by storm, and clearly the venue, because they are absolutely going crazy for this match. EO, of course, really playing against Sola's disadvantage super well, just finding out these different hits. Gets the up tilt, finally Sola getting that stock, but it might be a little bit too late on this game one, but I think that's going to be okay because Sola has shown that he's a solid player. And EO too, trying to get that forward, or trying to get a straight hit to potentially follow up, respecting a little bit too much on that psych up. And right now, I mean, EO, you're Bowser, you're heavy, you can survive for a while, so maybe you can risk a little bit.
And EO, they were getting caught in a poor situation earlier into the left platform, getting caught in a foxtrot, which meant he wasn't able to punish Sola's turnaround.
Yeah.
And gave Sola an opening. He wasn't able to find it, but not going to matter. He pressures him to ledge off the next neutral reset, and that is going to be it. What do we say? You give him an inch, they take a mile. The 1 SD from Sola turned into a 2-stock victory from EO. He could not get anything started
until that SD happened.
Until Sola got on his own head.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
And then suddenly it was off to the races like there's no tomorrow. I don't even know what adjustments Sola can make other than don't SD at 30.
Yeah, it's just you were playing that first stock so well. It's just you have to retain that stock.
Just go back to stock 1, forget about the rest of the game, and just do that.
Exactly, yeah. Because it was just, I mean, even though EO did have, a little bit of a lead in that, the first stage of the game, had 60% on deck, Sola was just able to keep EO off stage and, start punishing his recoveries. So let's see if Sola can do the same thing.
And I just want to point out as well, look how calm and collected the EO has been in the player cam this whole time. We have never seen an expression cross his face. That man is stone cold locked and loaded here. And it has made all the difference in the face of an onslaught early on. Bowser also very capable of taking those as he now scrambles back and forth against Hero.
What a forward air.
Yeah, and that thing covers so much space, right? Above and below. There's no getting away from it.
Oh no, Acceleraddle on deck. We've seen what Acceleraddle has been able to do before for Sola and subsequently for EO. But right now, I mean, the snooze!
Wow, I'm surprised, even though he is at the high enough kill percent to likely kill him off stage. I'm surprised he didn't just hop and switch sides just for insurance purposes.
Yeah. But I think that's just confidence in your character. You just want to get that guarantee, right? Even if you don't kill, you get that percentage. And right now, I mean, speaking of percentage, 87 dealt onto that second stock. A lot of bleeding done, but something EO needs to, patch up really quickly.
And, the big difference, right, though, you might say, why aren't we seeing Sola find these prolonged advantage states like he did stock 1 before the SD? The answer is very simple. He hasn't had Acceleraddle. And without it, Hero doesn't have the speed to get in against a character like Bowser.
Nice.
But what he does have is an incredible mid-range game that is accented by his specials right? Other than menu, we're seeing it there to find the stock, and now Zoom coming online. He's just trying to find the single hit.
Nice.
It would just take one to put EO up to mid percents, but instead not going to do so and having to settle with whatever he can get off the input plat.
Yeah, and I like that Sola hasn't really been approaching shield a lot. Kind of just waiting for EO to jump or, you know, potentially drop shield. And when he does shield, get that grab, because we know how much that up B out of shield, the Whirling Fortress can do on to, you know, not only damage, but really follow up into a lot of different options, like you see right there.
And the delayed wave bounce Flame Breath there to just get the a little extra momentum boost, shift its way over Sola was so smart. EO really pulling out all the tricks here, and if you can find this stock, I mean, that's Bowser with rage, right? We've seen that story 100 times, and are we going to see it 101? No, we are not. No, maybe yet. Still barely holding on, and EO not going to ledge, recognizing just how good Hero can be in that position. This time, he redeemed himself. No SD of the Accelerado, and Sola gonna push us to a game number 3. Both players have had their moment in the limelight, but who can hold the spotlight for sure? We'll find out in just a couple of moments.
That's definitely a difficult question, but I feel like once Sola was able to finally keep his foot on the ground and really just step on that pedal, put the pedal to the metal, really, it was just his game to play because he dictated. We were talking about it before, how Smash really can be a rhythm game, where Sola is now becoming the conductor and EO is just following suit. And if EO can't turn the tables, all of a sudden, you know, the party's not going to happen.
Yeah, I really like this pressure here from EO the early on Smashville, arguably Bowser's best stage, right? Small blast zones, small stage size. There's nowhere to get away from this character.
Single
and he
platform
just
in the middle as
exactly,
well.
He just makes you explode, as well as that juggle. And a character that's as immobile as Hero really wants that extra space to work with, right? They don't have great frame data to contest a character like Bowser, because when there's nowhere to run, EO will just farm you every day when you get caught landing. Sola down a full stock early, and he really is scrambling to even find anything here, even as he racks on the damage at ledge. He calls out the jump, though, and just like that, that's one of the craziest edge guard sequences I've seen all day.
The thing is, it's crazy we say that, because I feel like he's been doing that so much.
He has
that side B into that neutral B. He's been hitting that so consistently.
It's just it's a 50-50 on jump, but like
it is, yeah, of course.
What do you? But also like, you still have to call them out on it.
Exactly.
And you still have to find a read to hit the side B in the first place, right? So he's hitting 2 to 3 reads in a row at ledge, which is just so hard.
Yeah. And I've talked with EO about this, and he talks about how volatile Bowser can be, especially on these small stages. And this is why, you know, personally, I don't send them to FD, because they're just a fast character that can just catch you out in so many different ways and can kill early. Like you talked about it before, Smash being a smaller stage. He's looking for it again!
And there it is! 3rd time's the charm, yes sirree. And just like that, Sola looking to put the exclamation mark on a set he probably feels should already have been over in 2, even with the dominant win from EO, SD notwithstanding. And, you know, the pressure now is on EO to just find a way to close this out, but Sola's DI has been perfect on everything. He is locked in, and you can really tell that he does not want to lose to this man right now.
Absolutely, because it would be quite the upset. C32, and the down air spike is going to solidify that set. Again, you were talking about it before, Sola definitely felt like he should have had that in 2.